The voice that never goes silent. Have you ever noticed that there are questions that never die? No matter how much you work, love, pray, or run, they always return, like a phantom pain. Maybe today you came here searching for relief, but what I have to offer you is an unsettling truth. Doubt is the only thing that has ever truly belonged to you. Is there really something or someone that doesn't depend on the chaos of the world, on your choices, on your mistakes? Or is even God just an echo of your own fears and hopes? Here, I want to invite you on a philosophical and spiritual journey inspired by the Persian thinker Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna, one of the greatest minds of Islamic tradition and world philosophy. The ideas you're going to hear today echo Avicenna's masterpiece, the Book of Healing Kitab al-Shifa, because by the end of this video, your idea of God might never be the same, and connect with Aristotle, Christian theologians, and modern philosophers. But before we go on, take a deep breath. The effort that's never enough. For workers and realists, you grew up hearing that sweat is blessed, that hard work brings reward. But what if your effort never changes anything at all? What if the whole world is made up of things that only exist as long as something else sustains them? How many times have you found yourself thinking, I give my all, and yet the emptiness never leaves? Have you ever felt anger at God, or envy toward those who seem to receive more from above even when they do less? And that something also depends on something else. How can we explain that anything exists right now, in this very instant? Nothing sustains itself, not even you. Maybe you never say it, but there's that echo. Is God punishing me with silence? Or was he never really there? This idea influenced not only Islamic theology, but also the Christian scholastic tradition, especially Thomas Aquinas. This is where Ibn Sina's logic, especially in the Book of Healing, comes in. Everything around us, including your work, your pain, your victories, is contingent. Everything is fragile. Everything can disappear in a moment. The central argument behind this video is called the proof of the truthful Burhan al-Siddiqin. If everything depends on something, the only logical solution would be for there to exist something or someone whose existence depends on absolutely nothing. This is not about blind faith, but about rigorous logic, as Avicenna teaches. If there is no such absolute necessity, nothing could exist, not even for a second. Avicenna drew inspiration from Aristotle and the idea of the first cause, but went further. He argued that necessary existence is the very essence of God. So what if the meaning of your effort was never to find answers, but to discover the limit of your own need? Have you ever felt like a ghost in your own life, surviving out of sheer stubbornness? Describe in the comments. What was the day you felt all your effort was ignored by the world and maybe by God? Write without filters. I will read every story, and maybe today will be the day you are truly seen by someone for the first time. Parents, caregivers, the invisible weight. You live to keep others standing, but what if what scares you most is realizing that nothing you do is enough to protect them from the abyss? What if true care means accepting that everything we love is, by nature, fleeting and vulnerable? You carry the feeling that just one small mistake and everything could collapse. Sleep has become a luxury. Guilt is routine. What if the greatest sin is pretending to be certain while staring into the abyss? How many times have you thought, I can't afford to break down, because everything depends on me? But in Avicenna's philosophy, nothing in the universe sustains itself. You are important, but you are not the foundation. What really sustains you isn't your love, it's that which exists by itself, even when everything else falls apart. Necessary existence, according to Avicenna, does not judge you for your strength, but for the honesty in accepting your own powerlessness. Those who lost their faith, doubt, pride, and the abyss, you were told that that was weakness. But what if God can only be found by those who accept falling? You feel ashamed for no longer being able to pray as you used to. You've asked for a sign, anything, and only found silence. But maybe silence isn't absence, it's an invitation to the unknown. Avicenna said in his philosophical writings that to find truth, you have to destroy every false certainty. Only those willing to fall into the void can be surprised by the necessary. Necessary existence, in his view, is not the answer to every question. It is the foundation of every possibility of asking. Faith, then, might not be an escape from the abyss, but the gaze that faces the darkness until something new appears. Guilt, shame, and the fear of being forgotten, you condemn yourself every day for past choices. But what if your guilt is just another chain among many, tying you to everything that is contingent? And what if there is something or someone that will never define you by your worst moment? You think, if they knew what I've done, no one would ever forgive me, not even God. Maybe you carry shame for things you never even confessed to yourself. But for Ibn Sina, nothing in the universe has the power to be the cause of itself, not your mistakes, not your virtues. Necessary existence doesn't need your achievements. It simply is. It was already there before your mistake, and it will remain after. What would you do if you could let go of your guilt, even without deserving forgiveness? Write in the comments just one word that sums up the weight you carry. No one will judge you here. Whoever writes begins the process of leaving the chain behind. I promise, I'll respond to the first 15 confessions tonight before I go to sleep. Courage is the only requirement. If this video hurt you in any way, don't look away. Write "I want to be free" in the comments now, before your courage fades. Share this video with someone who never admits their own pain. It might be that you saved more than one life today. Save this video to watch again when the emptiness returns. And if you want answers, follow this channel. Here, discomfort is only the beginning. Imagine if you had the chance to live in peace, but gave up the search for definitive answers about God. Or would you rather live in constant restlessness, but with the feeling that you are touching the mystery? Khani, where these arguments and Avicenna's philosophical tradition come alive in ways that go beyond words. Which path would you choose? Vote in the comments. Comfortable peace or restless truth? Come back tomorrow to see the debate. Maybe someone will persuade you to change sides. The real secret. But what if the real secret is neither the necessary nor the contingent, but something even the greatest philosophers never dared to name? In the next video, I'll reveal the blind spot of logic, the place where even God hides from human eyes. You'll discover why no one has ever been truly satisfied, not even after finding all the answers. And if you want to go even deeper, I recommend the channel Thinking This Long by Dr. Follow, share, save, come back, because the doubt that hurts most is the one that has never been spoken out loud.